People can handle it better than us old folks. Good morning. Good morning. Well, on behalf of the Fellowship Board of Directors, I want to welcome everybody here, visitors and longtime people. And whether this is your first time or you joined us years ago, we're delighted that you're here today. So the best way for newcomers to get more information about the Fellowship is to sign our virtual guest book, either via the QR code on your bulletin, so it's online, or at the welcome table in the fireside room. Now, please feel free to stick around for coffee and conversation after the service. And if you're online, you can have an opportunity for conversation after the service also. Just stay in the Zoom room. Okay, we do have a couple of announcements. Hopefully you've noticed in the last couple of weekly emails that the draft budget for next year has been released. Now we have one more feedback session scheduled for today after the service in room 2 or in Zoom. So if you have comments or questions about the budget, this is the time to share them. And the Social Justice Circle will meet today after service at 11:30 downstairs in room 3 or on Zoom. And everybody is welcome to join in the conversation on our participation in local justice services and issues. Let's see. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Recorder Consort. Our opening words this morning are a gratitude blessing from Christine Walters-Paintner. Spirit of generosity, we come today with hearts overflowing with gratitude for abundant creation. As we awaken each morning, help us remember this day is a gift. This breath is grace. This life, a wonder. Remind us with every flower we see, every act of kindness, with every moment of connection to something bigger than ourselves, to whisper thank you. Cultivate in us a sense of awe and trust in the lavish grace of generosity. Let each word of thanks we offer expand our hearts until delight inhabits us and we know love as our sustenance. As we light our chalice here, I invite those of you at home to light a candle of your own and join me in saying these words from Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out, and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Please rise in body or spirit. We're going to join in singing Here We Have Gathered. Some people said, I'd like to do 4 parts again. So if you want a hymnal, there at the end of the chairs of each row, woo-hoo, look down and grab a hymnal if you want that. It's number 360. Here we have gathered. I invite those young and young at heart to gather on the blue carpet, if you like, while we talk about the thankful dogs. Because today in our service we're exploring the power of thank yous, the power of gratitude, and the many different ways we express it. And so with that in mind, I'm going to share a story by a UU minister, Naomi King, about a family of dogs. Now, once there was this family of dogs, and like many dog families, there were dogs who had wandered in off the street, dogs with fine pedigrees, dogs from the shelter, dogs who had been born into a family. The dogs ran together, they played together, they tumbled into great furry balls, rolling around, playing with one another with snouts and paws. And they loved each other very much, even if they sometimes growled at each other, even if sometimes they worried if there were enough treats for each of them, even if some dogs, when they didn't feel good, snapped at somebody else, still they knew that they loved one another. And each night, as the moon rose, the family of dogs went outside and sat in a great circle on soft grass, and they watched the moon rise. The dogs watched the moon rise, and they looked at each other's eyes, and they wagged their tails. It was a doggy thing to do. And when the moon was high above the horizon, the eldest dog would bay loudly at the moon. Do you know what a bay is from a dog? A howl, yes, they would howl. And what do you think that dog might have been howling about? Oh, howling at that moon, howling at that moon. Naomi King liked to imagine that this family of dogs was saying thank you to the moon. That the eldest dog was telling the other dogs that he was thankful for the world. He was baying. He said, thank you for this day. Thank you for running and jumping. Thank you for the biscuits and the tasty treats. And thank you, little brown dog, for nosing my ball my way. Thanks for being able to sing. Ooh, thank you for everything. And then the youngest dog would point her nose at the moon and begin to bay. And she was saying, oh, thank you to the wonderful sun that warmed my back. Oh, thank you for tasty bacon. Thank you, pack of dogs, for our wiggly dances. Oh, thank you for the ice cream truck. Oh. Then one dog after another would join in the baying and saying their thanks until they were all singing together to the moon. But they saved the best for last as they howled together, thank you, mother, thank you, father, oh, thank you, sister, thank you, brother, thank you, neighbor, thank you, friend, thank you, stranger, oh. We share our thanks for every being, whether near or far, no matter who, no matter where, no matter what you are. Thank you for being. And they did this no matter what the weather, no matter how many or how few of the family were home, no matter how they felt. The dog family gathered together each night to greet each other and the moon and to share their thanks. And what I love about that story is just the reminder of the power of thank you, because you could kind of feel the sense of joy they had in gathering together to say thank you. And there wasn't just one way of saying thank you. Each dog brought its own voice to sharing thanks. And we can say thank you in a variety of ways. What are some ways that you think we can say thank you? Yeah. You can say thank you to your cat by petting and hugging it. You bet, you bet. And that creates a nice circle, right? Because the cat then says, thank you for petting me and hugging me.
And then it tries to attack
And then it gets rowdy, just like the thankful dogs got rowdy sometimes. You bet. How else might we say thank you to somebody? Do you have to use words to say thank you? To say thank you, literally, yes, you do. You got to say thank you. Yeah. Hugs. A hug is a very nice way to say thank you. Yeah. We sometimes talk about ways that people show their love for each other and our love language. And some people like to give gifts, and some people like to do things. Some people like to open a door for somebody, and that's a way that they're showing appreciation for you, even as they're helping you, carry something, giving you a gift, letting you go in front of them in line. So many ways that we can say thank you as we connect to each other. But I wondered, before we sent you off, if you might want to take a moment and tell me something that you feel grateful for, and then maybe we could howl. Just, together, because I was feeling a little lonely here. I thought you might join me earlier. So, what's something that you're thankful for? Pets. Ow! Thank you. Life. Ow! My cat. Ow! The dogs are thankful for cats. Makes their life more exciting, too. Other things you feel thankful for today? Yes.
I'm playing with my little sister, Lily, and with my big sister, Daddy.
Getting to play with your big sister and your little sister. Ow! Thank you for family. All right. Thank you very much. We're going to sing out. as you go to your RE classes. Have a great day. Arr, yeah, let's do that today.
Good morning. Let them continue to file out here. Unfortunately, I don't have howling built into my reflection. My name is Molly Helmers, and I'm going to kick off this morning's reflections on gratitude. And I promised Amy when she asked me to do this that I would not stand up here and cry, and some of you know that that is something that I do. So I'm going to keep this real light. And I'm going to talk about my perspective on gratitude and how it's shaped by two totally unrelated things: home decor and banned books. So let's start with home decor. There's a trend that started many years ago that I think is sometimes called rustic chic. And I think you know what I'm talking about. It's like the wall art and the pillows, and they have words on them, kind of like live, laugh, love, right? And one of the most common words that you see in this home decor is blessed. And if you're squirming a little, that's good, because that's what I want you to do. It's a word that my mother-in-law uses a lot. She says things like, "I'm so blessed to have you as a daughter-in-law," or "I'm so blessed to have all of my family here at the holidays." And for a while, it didn't really bother me much, right? Because a lot of people say it is kind of a cultural thing, and I knew what it meant. I knew that for her and for others it meant, I'm so fortunate, right? But I also realized that for her, as a practicing Catholic, the word blessed carried a deeper meaning, a spiritual meaning. And I think that's why over time, I grew more and more uncomfortable with the word. Because as a UU and an agnostic, I don't really believe that she or I or anyone else has been favored by a higher power. So now I find myself, like some of you, probably tensing up a little bit when I see that pillow in Hobby Lobby or somebody says that to me, right? And I needed another way to express this sentiment and kind of have that feeling myself. And I found that in gratitude, which given is also on pillows, but just hang with me. I'm not blessed, but I'm fortunate, and for that I'm very grateful. And now when I read a note from my mother-in-law and it's signed, "I'm so blessed," I take a deep breath and I reframe that as, "I'm so fortunate and I'm so very grateful." And in this sense, gratitude has also offered me a way for me to acknowledge my privilege. Through my hard work and choices and patience, I've helped cultivate a lot of the things that I'm most grateful for: my health, my family, my career. But deep down, I also recognize a lot of those things are simply luck and privilege. And this is where the banned book part comes in case you were wondering. Many years ago, this was pre-COVID, at Iowa State, we hosted an author, Robin DiAngelo, for a lecture. And some of you might be familiar with her book, White Fragility, which has been extremely controversial and banned. And while she was on campus, I attended an anti-racism workshop that she led. And for one of those exercises, we were put in small groups and we were asked to share in our small group one way that we were privileged. And I recall sharing that I was privileged to have a college education, which helped lay the foundation for a good job and a comfortable life. And then I took it a step further. I was privileged to have attended a K-12 public school that was well-funded and offered a rigorous education that prepared me for college. I was privileged to come from a family that over generations had established enough wealth that a college education was within my reach. I was privileged that when I made stupid teenager mistakes, and I made a lot of them, I promise you, I was forgiven and I was always given a second chance. I was privileged that I had teachers who viewed me as worthy of receiving an education. And all of these things were available to me as a white middle-class person. and I am grateful for all of those things. I wouldn't say that I have a formal gratitude practice, but I do continue to try to pair gratitude with an awareness of my privilege. So when I find myself feeling really grateful for my circumstances or something, I make it a practice to also acknowledge the privilege that that reflects. I'm not blessed to be part of this community of faith. I am fortunate and I'm grateful to be part of it. And I'm privileged to not be discriminated against for my religion and to be able to live in a university community where Unitarian Universalism took root, and to have many, many people before me who had the resources and the commitment and the skills to build this fellowship. I'm grateful to be here among all of you. It's a privilege.
We will now give and receive the offering. By the way, I'm Jan, for those who don't know. We will now give and receive the offering. This morning, half of our non-pledge offering will be donated to the Impact Community Action Partnership, as selected by our kindergarten through 8th grade children. This organization helps Central Iowa families who are struggling to pay for basic things like heat, electricity, winter coats, and diapers. In these uncertain times, some families might lose their food stamps or won't be able to afford a big heating bill this winter, and Impact helps fill the gap. The other half of the offering will support programs here in our fellowship that make this a place of community, spiritual growth, love, and justice. We'll pass the basket here in Fellowship Hall, but alternately, for those at home or here with a cell phone, you can go to uufames.org/give to make your contribution today. If you are visiting today, please know that your presence here is gift enough. Thank you. Thank you, Recorder Consort, for that beautiful music. Each week, we foster our sense of connection by creating a space to share the joys and sorrows of our lives. In a moment, I'll invite you to take a deep breath in and out together. And in the silence that follows, I invite you to speak into our shared space, or in the silence of your heart, the names of those people you hold closely this morning in care and in joy. Okay, breathe in and out. Lois. And his kids.
Cindy.
Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Frankum. I'd just like to say a few words about finding gratitude in the helpers among us. When Fred Rogers was a boy, known as Mr. Rogers to most, and would see scary things in the news or in the environment, his mother would say to him, "Look for the helpers. You'll always find people who are helping." These words remind us that in our darkest moments, we're not alone. That compassion is woven into the human spirit, and courage shows up in ordinary people. More than a month ago, my appreciation for the helpers deepened because of an experience with one such helper. One evening after dark, our daughter was driving home from her work on South 16th Street, and a car turned left in front of her. This led to a head-on collision that totaled both vehicles. I was sitting at home with my wife, who received a phone call from my daughter's phone. No parent wants to answer their child's phone and hear a stranger on the other end. I don't know exactly what was said, but it was something like, "Your daughter's been in an accident. She's okay, but she's hurt. She had broken her arm and couldn't hold the phone." Being only a couple of miles away, the moment we knew where she was, adrenaline took over. And we said, "Be right there," and hung up. and already running to the car, our minds racing. When we arrived on the scene, the police were already there. Our daughter was standing several yards away on the curb, distraught, with her arm visibly broken. Next to a woman who had made the call. There were a few words of explanation shared and support exchanged, and then we were off dealing with the police, the ambulance, insurance, everything else. We left the scene and headed to the ER without further conversation. But I noticed as we were leaving that the woman was gone. In that brief phone call, the woman had given us a gift. She'd stopped and called us. She had stayed with our daughter. To make sure she was okay. She'd offered kindness and comfort. She could have kept driving. In fact, she was in front of my daughter. And when she heard the crash, had stopped and pulled aside. This woman, pardon me. This woman was our helper. Now our daughter's arm is healing, the car has been replaced, but the image stays with us. And as you can tell, it's somewhat emotional. The image of the woman standing next to our distraught, broken daughter. I didn't get her name. I don't remember it, but in our family's moment of crisis, we were grateful that she was there. So look for the helpers. This act of looking for helpers can itself be an act of thanksgiving. It trains our eyes to see goodness and have hope in humanity during troubling times. It reminds us to notice the strangers who stop at accident scenes, the neighbors who respond in emergencies, everyday people who rise to meet the moment of need. Because this helper's actions mean so much to me, I am more likely to be that for someone else. May we be the helpers for others, just like this woman was for us. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Betsy Swanner. Today I want to explore how awe and humility for our place in the world can help us become centered in the exact moment we are in and cultivate gratitude for it. I'm a professor and a scientist, and I variably refer to myself as a geobiologist or a biogeochemist. Basically, if you mix geology, chemistry, and microbiology in any portmanteau, that's me. My work explores how the humble microbe, which despite its diminutive size and lack of cognition, has completely transformed Earth throughout its history. Earth started out 4.5 billion years ago. I want to remind you that billion has 9 zeros. Started out with no oxygen in its atmosphere, and today, oxygen makes up to 20% of the air. We use it to combust our food and release energy to power our big bodies and our brains. And in a world without oxygen, microbes had to eke out a living from the energy released through combustion reactions between hydrogen or iron with carbon dioxide or sulfur. That transition in atmospheric composition took more than 2 billion years and was largely mediated by the emergence of oxygen-producing photosynthesis in cyanobacteria, so a kind of microbe, around 3 billion years ago. Plants appeared at the tail end of that time frame and topped off the atmosphere with oxygen, but most of the work and much of the basic innovation had already been done by microbes. Microbes were the only life form on Earth for more than 3 billion years. All that time provided microbes with tremendous opportunities to diversify genetically, and we only know about the vast majority of microbes through their genetic material because they quite simply refuse to grow in a lab where we can study them. If we examine a tree of life, that includes representation of all microbial lineages, nearly all the growth of the major branches, or the major limbs in the tree of life is in the microbial lines, with plants, animals, and humans composing just a few tiny branches. Microbes have evolved functions and adaptations that enable them to thrive in every possible habitat on Earth. We can only eat organic carbon, i.e. potato chips, and breathe oxygen. Hear, hear. But microbes can eat and breathe compounds such as methane, carbon monoxide, thiosulfate, arsenate, rust, and uranium ions. They can survive exposure to water at 300 degrees Celsius and 250 times the atmospheric pressure, deep down in hydrothermal vents on the seafloor. A single cell can live up to 1,000 years waiting for enough food to reproduce itself in the tiny pore spaces of the granite rocks that make up our continents. Microbes are an example of humility. They just get on with the work of life day after day. We hardly see or notice them, and yet Earth would be a completely different planet without them, and that inspires awe. All of this happened on planet Earth, surrounding this very particular star, our sun, out of the billions of stars in the universe. Planet Earth has a lifespan during which there is sufficient energy to drive geological processes that keep Earth alive. Earth is only alive because the first version of our sun died and was reborn. And only through that death did that first sun start to burn in such a way that the full complement of elements on the periodic table was created. Our current sun, Earth, and the other planets in our solar system were formed from the debris of the explosion of that dying ancestor star. And Earth inherited more radioactive elements formed from the star's death than Mars, our nearest planetary neighbor. Radioactive decay provides the energy that keeps Earth alive geologically, while its little sister, Mars, died 3 billion years ago. That was just as cyanobacteria began to shape Earth in a way that enabled our appearance. So, a little bit about the future. It's estimated that in another 1 to 2 billion years, the fuel from those radioactive elements will no longer be able to drive Earth's constant resurfacing through plate tectonics. I know you can't see it happening, but it's happening. This process resupplies fresh geological material that brings nutrients for plant growth and regulates Earth's temperature over millions of years, kind of like a giant but very slow to react thermostat. If that doesn't close the curtains on plant and animal life on Earth, our aging sun will come for us. As the sun burns through its fuel, becoming denser and brighter, most carbon dioxide on Earth will be consumed by reactions with plants and rocks until there is only enough left to support the needs of microbes, who will once again rule the Earth. Finally, in its death dance, the sun will expand to 100 times its current size, and its intensity and brightness will boil off the oceans from Earth, or even consume Earth altogether. Why should that perspective give us gratitude? Because we are here on this planet, out of all of those from our solar system, around this star, out of all the billions of stars in the universe. We're in a Goldilocks zone in terms of our distance from the sun, which allows liquid water to be stable on Earth, to not freeze and to not boil off. We have the full complement of elements from an ancestor star that died for us. Well, maybe not for us, but it died. And enable our planet to remain alive. Microbes evolved quietly over billions of years on the planet, shaping it in a way that allowed plants, animals, and finally humans to emerge, to have this small slice of time when we can be. Earth has never once been the same as it was in the past, and it never will be the same again. It is dynamic. It is a wonder that we are here, that we have this moment, that our actions, no matter how small or how humble, will make tomorrow different from today.
I'm full of wonder for the speakers that we've had and their willingness to share how perspectives and how they nurture gratitude in their lives by paying attention. And research shows us that nurturing gratitude supports our own sense of well-being and our ability to connect with others. So I want to take some time here to do some howling of our own. And so we have plenty of time to do the turn to your neighbor opportunity that I wasn't sure we could do today. So brace yourselves. If this is a day you want to sit in quiet reflection and not engage with someone sitting near you, please feel free to meditate on the window and the loveliness there, or look down and just indicate that to people near you. Otherwise, I invite those of you at home to share how you nurture gratitude or something you're giving thanks for today in the chat and in this room. Please turn to somebody, maybe somebody you didn't walk into the room with, introduce yourself, and do some gratitude exchanges. All right. Thank you. Thank you for engaging. Thank you for taking a moment to breathe if you were not engaging. I do want to spend the last few minutes of our service to nurture our own sense of gratitude by adding our voices to that chorus of thankful dogs. We're going to start with a responsive reading that the Reverend Tess Baumberger of the Essex UU in Massachusetts wrote, and that'll help us get started. Once we learn the routine, I'll invite you to call out something you are grateful for. If you're joining us online, please do type something into the chat. Here in the room, I'll have you say what you think. I'll repeat it so everybody can hear it, and then we can respond together with "We give thanks," or howling if we're out of control. For the beauty of the sun and the moon and the stars, for clouds and the wide blue sky, we give thanks. For the trees and the mountains, prairies, deserts, and valleys, for lakes, oceans, and rivers, we give thanks. The floor is open for some shout outs now. For hot showers, we give thanks. Oh, for the aurora this week, we give thanks.
The UU babies.
For the UU and the voices of babies, we give thanks.
Ability to be ourselves.
For the ability to be ourselves, we give thanks.
Good luck.
For good luck, we give thanks.
Our amazing staff.
For our amazing staff, we give thanks.
Clean water and fresh air.
For clean water and fresh air, we give thanks.
Our amazing program committee.
For the amazing program committee, all of the people today, we give thanks.
For grandchildren.
For grandchildren, we give. For great grandchildren, for great children, we give thanks. Will you take the microphone back? Do we have any online?
We have some from before.
Oh, great. We'll hear from what some people shared online, so we can give thanks there. While the microphone's going back, anybody else with another?
Use vast blue Midwestern sky.
The vast blue Midwestern sky, we give thanks.
Music.
For music, we give thanks.
Coffee.
For coffee, we give thanks. Melissa?
Okay, we have a few things from online. We have David said, for our dogs.
Dogs, give thanks.
And then some comments from during a little bit earlier. Mary says, I appreciated Mike's reminder to be a helper. I'm grateful to know many helpers and strive to be one.
For helpers, we give thanks.
Jenny says, I'm grateful for the technology and human beings who make it possible for us to see and hear the services when we are not present.
For our tech team, we give thanks.
Ronnie says she's grateful for a service that looks at the positives.
For give thanks.
Sam says, I have gratitude for and am in awe of the many, many generation of men and women who have helped us understand scientifically the universe, our earth, and ourselves.
For scientists, we give thanks.
And Ronnie also said, I'm grateful that we have so many caring people involved in politics these days.
We give thanks. Other shout outs?
Modern medical advancements.
For modern medical advancements, we give thanks.
For all the moms and dads.
For all the moms and dads, we give thanks.
For Sam Wormley.
For Sam Wormley, we give thanks. For the kindness we find in our own hearts and in the hearts of others we meet each day, we give thanks. for the joy of being here together today, old and new, friend and stranger gathered in this place. We give thanks. Thanks for sharing. I want to move to our final song, Oh, We Give Thanks. Please rise in body or spirit. Please join in reading our closing words as we extinguish our chalice here and the lights we hope you lit at home today. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. I'm mindful of the blessing of the many hands and minds that came together to create today's service. A big thank you to our speakers, to our musicians, to our greeters, our tech folks, and everybody we've been saying thank you to all morning. May that sense of gratitude infuse the week ahead. I think I want to close with the words we started with this morning from Albert Schweitzer. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Please nurture your flame and share it mightily in the weeks ahead. Thanks for being here today.